Old Bloke Goes Camping, Part 2. So, it's still sunny and hot, and I haven't succumbed to the various man-eating insects, although I did have a close call on my long trek into the nature reserve. On passing a clump of woodland, the Clegg army really had a go at me. Slapping as many dead as I could, I eventually ran like the wind to escape the wee blighters. Shaking and out of breath, I saw the sign for the RSPB hides at Grunard and staggered up the path, thinking I could seek refuge in there. But on the way, I was met by a couple of lovely lady cyclists who informed me that the hides were all shut due to COVID. So at that, I thought, I'll break in, anything to escape those wee bloodsuckers. Not the ladies on the bikes, of course, the wee nasty Cleggs. But as I chatted to the ladies on the bikes, I realised that I was miraculously free of the wee blighters. Maybe they had some kind of bug repellent on. So, deciding that the birds I wanted to see probably didn't give a monkeys about COVID, I plodded on towards the locked-up hides, determined to get my nature fix, no matter what. I'd just peer round the hides and see all the stuff anyway, I thought. And I did, although it looked as though all interest in wildlife had gone on furlough. Probably migrated off to some deserted beach in Spain and 80% insect rations or something. And quite right too. I did get a few good butterfly shots, and a wee sedge warbler posed like a Haddie in a reed for me. So it was still kind of worth, as my youngest boy says. He always says that. That's pure worth, Dad, he says. Aye, well. The cyclists then reappeared and offered to give me a lift back to the main road, 4 miles away, on the back of whatever bike I fancied. I thought about this for at least a millisecond before immediately accepting. But then they said they were going for a skinny dip in the sea first, and did I want to tag along? Now, I know what you're thinking. He's fallen asleep in some thicket and dreamt this wee saucy bit up. But no, I assure you, as the world is round, I kid you not. How friendly is that though, eh? However, obviously, being a Bible-bashing Glaswegian, I just smiled and made some pathetic excuse about having to see a bar-tailed godwit, and retreated like a coward. I'm just way too shy for my own good. Oh well. The thought of future retellings and possible fact distortions steadied my resolve to do the right thing. I would go into Clegg-infested woods again instead of frolicking in the waves with 2 salty Swedish maidens. Although, as I gyrated off into the heat haze, I did have a wee pang of very human regret. So, once I'd hiked back in a marine-like way to the main road and the safety of the busy thoroughfare, I plunged into the guilt-free waves on the west side of the island and soothed my soul. Now, I'd noted a bus going back to the campsite on the hour, and sure enough, just as I dried myself off with my jumper and checked my watch, the bus appeared, stopped, and opened its wee hydraulic doors. The semi-mast driver beckoned me in, and I sat peacefully knackered, satisfied that my stalwart, semi-saintly actions were taking me all the way back to my campsite in a very easy fashion. Well, not all the way back. I jumped off at the hotel and ordered a much-needed pint of lager, which I downed in under 10 minutes beneath the hanging baskets in the tropical global warming glow of Islay. I, of course, feel very, very sorry for everyone else in the world who may suffer horrendously as temperatures climb and seas rise, but in this wee selfish moment I grasped a little piece of collateral upside. Now, camping alone in a single occupancy tent makes you do funny things. I mean, as a family or in a group of friends, you tend to stick to your tribe. Okay, you might nod the odd hello to some random passerby, but that's about it. As a single bloke with a tent, however, you are a lonely old bloke and end up chatting to every Tom, Dick and Harry. I was adopted by a neighbouring campervan couple who offered me lifts here and there. I chatted with nature lovers and laughed with complete strangers, all at a distance of course, about all sorts of stuff. Who was I becoming? Why was I so desperate to fraternise, especially in Sturgeon, Scotland? We were not supposed to feel normal. By the way, I like the fact that she's had the balls, so to speak, to stand up every day, in person, to guide the nation. Just saying. Anyway, you talk to more people when you're alone. End of. And it's kind of nice. I spotted an otter one morning, and the guy next to me gave me his binoculars. They were on my eyes before I considered the possible virus transmission odds, so I just focused in on a piece of pure magic, deciding that if I was going to go, I may as well go after seeing something fantastic. Everyone on any road I walked gave me a friendly wave as they passed by. I definitely think COVID has made us appreciate our fellow planet dwellers, if only for a short time. Although, in saying that, there's the opposite extreme too. Some people are aggressive and overly in your face about this rule or the other. One example of that was when I had to get a tyre changed at the beginning of masks in shops. I'd forgotten mine and, caught by surprise, my tyre burst. After the guys fixed me up, I ended up being ushered inside the garage to pay. All the staff were like, "It's no problem, we're exempt." But then this mask-wearing lady went bugs at me, at which point the staff turned on her. I pulled my shirt over my face and nose and paid, leaving the battle cries far behind me. Poor woman. Jings, people are just so on edge. But in the main, much more friendly and inquiring than usual, if that makes sense. Up from my tent, a wee girl tripped on a gravel path and fell sorely. One of the staff immediately picked her up and gave her a wee hug and a wee kiss in the head. "Ah, there. It's no bleeding. Where's your mum hen?" Part of me went, "Oh, that's nice." And part of me went, "There goes the rules. Right there." But we're all human. And that's the main thing. We have to remain human somehow through this. Anyway, back to the camping experience. "It's not a real camping experience," said my better half. "There's no rain or wind or misery." "OK," I said, "but I'm still in a tent, eh? With a shower block and toilets, at least 3 good restaurants in walking distance," she added. "And how's that my fault?" I asked. "It's just good planning." "Doesn't count," she affirmed. OK, I thought, so I may as well milk my good fortune and book a seafood extravaganza lunch for my last day in Port Charlotte. I'll tell you all about that next time. So, until next time, I want to thank everybody that's been listening in, and I'll still say stay safe if you can. Wear the masks in shops if you can. Try and enjoy yourself if you can. Use FaceTime and Skype and Zoom and all that kind of stuff to keep contact with your loved ones. And anyway, ciao for now.